Thank you all. It's great to see this terrific crowd and feel the passion again. I've been here for 3 days, and to feel the passion and care that people have for aviation in this setting, we can't write home about this. Where else can you stand and look at one of the world's most modern airplanes over here and one of the oldest over there and one of the most aerobatic over there, surrounded by people who love it all. So it's terrific. They mentioned my background. I am a private pilot. I actually have other ratings, but I do fly in general aviation. I soloed when I was 16 years old. I had a private when I was 17, and I had a commercial and was instructing by the time I was 18. So I've been in this business a long time. I had an airline career on top of that. It's interesting. I sort of looking at it, I've certainly done it. I've taught it, and now I have a little bit of a hand in how we regulate it. And I'm tickled to death that we have people like the EAA, Tom Poberezny and his whole team, Pete Bunce, the teams that from all the agencies or the groups that represent the different factions in aviation to help us formulate sensible regulations so that we can promote aviation, have it grow, have it provide the jobs and the opportunities that it has done for so many years. I can't understate the value of general aviation. The manufacturing that goes on it is critical to the economy. And I'm really pleased to see that we have a difficult economy on one side, but I'm pleased to see that general aviation has not suffered at the same percentages and so forth. We've seen some drop off, but it is the core. And so many good high-tech jobs are built down there. And that's why it's great to see so many people continuing to have the passion for aviation as you get together here. We've got a lot of things on our agenda. One of the things we promote is this next generation of air navigation. How we separate airplanes, how we space them, how we identify them, how we keep them apart from each other is going to change in the next decade. And a lot of people think that that is a focus that's going only to airline aircraft. And I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. We have a lot of plans in terms of what we're going to do in the next generation of air traffic navigation and communication. One of the things that we're really going to be focusing on is what it does for general aviation. Right now, today, we couldn't afford to put ILS systems and approaches and VOR approaches into thousands of airports that are paved and useful. Part of the consequence of that is some of you have to go to other airports if the weather is marginal or below VFR minimums. But with the technology we have today, we can have approaches, we can have vertical and horizontal guidance to thousands of new airports, and we don't have to do anything but put the equipment in the airplanes. We simply have to design the approaches, and we've got an aggressive campaign to do that. What we also get from that as a nation on a bigger scale, by improving our ability to see airplanes and our ability to meter and space them, whether they're large or small, we have an enormous savings at hand for a tremendous amount of time, fuel, energy, all of those things, to the tune of being able to save within 3 to 4 years something in the range of 1 billion gallons of fuel annually. And that's something as a country and our focus for green technology and trying to do things the right and the clean and efficient way, we can't just ignore our ability to save 1 billion gallons of fuel annually. That's more than 5% of all the fuel we burn today in aviation. It's going to change general aviation in another way that I'm fascinated, and I hope that you've had the time to visit some of the dioramas and some of the FAA demonstration facilities that we have out here, because they'll show you live and in color the technology. And we don't have to invent this technology. The technology is here. It doesn't need a Manhattan Project. It doesn't need anything but implementation. And so that every GA airplane could have, when we have ADS-B in, you will be able to have the same traffic information that an air traffic controller has today. You'll be able to have weather information better than radar can give you today. You'll have live, and you'll have a bigger range. There is, those of you who fly with radar, there's a limit to radar and what you can see. You can see what the weather's going to be and a front's going to be an hour and a half from where you are today. Today you're lucky to see what the weather's going to be 20 minutes from you. So all of these things are possible with this technology, and I want to have your understanding so that we have universal support for these systems because they're not inexpensive. It also, I think we want to focus, and you've got some other folks that are going to talk to you about what it means in terms of jobs. If we can't keep the foundation of aviation intact and keep it growing, it doesn't say much for our future. And I guess the thing that I'm most impressed with when I come to events like this, well, actually there are no events like this, but when you come to such a great event where so many people come, it's wonderful to see how much commitment there is to the future. I spent about an hour this morning over the Kid Adventure, and I really was, we signed, Tom and I signed a memorandum of partnership, and it's a renewal of one that Tom Poberezny signed back in '04. He had the foresight to do it then. We jointly have made the commitment to move forward for another 5 years to support that and educate kids. But it's absolutely wonderful to see these young folks. They are our future, and we all have an obligation to the industry and to aviation to support that.
Aero-TV is brought to you by...
If you own a Cirrus today, or if you are considering the purchase of a new or used aircraft, consider this. Aviation, in conjunction with the country's leading Cirrus sales and maintenance facilities, has launched the G3R9 program that combines the purchase of a late-model, low-time Cirrus aircraft and the addition of the Aviation Integra Release 9 avionics suite for much less than you may have thought, and certainly much less than purchasing a brand new aircraft. G3R9, combining the best airframe, best engine, and best avionics for the best value.